If you like what I do, consider joining my channel or donating to my coffee. Links in the description. Hey, I'm the Metroidvania Guru, and welcome back to part 3 of the upcoming Metroidvanias that I am excited about that also do not have a hard release date. I'm going to cut through the bull crap and just get started because this is the third one. You guys have probably already seen the other two. If you haven't, I'll leave a link or something in the description. Let's go. Comix Zone. Dang it. Comix Zero is a unique blend of genres, beat 'em up, Metroidvania, roguelike, in the world of comics, which we call Comixvania. You travel through the pages of a comic book that come to life on your monitor. Turn the pages or die. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I always say Comix Zone instead of Comix Zero, so if that happens, just call me out in the comments if you'd like. I don't know, whatever. I'll do my best. But yes, Comix Zero is a game that I am looking forward to because I did grow up playing Comix Zone and I loved that game. But I am a little put back by the fact that it openly calls itself a roguelike, and I haven't really found a Metroidvania roguelike mix that I enjoy. Like, the closest is Rogue Legacy and Rogue Legacy 2, which I think are fantastic roguelikes with a lot of Metroidvania elements, but I would never call them Metroidvanias. And then, you know, a lot of people bring up Astalon, Tears of the Earth, and that's not really a roguelike either because nothing mixes up. Like, the game, the tower that you're climbing in that game doesn't mix up at all. You just die, go to the beginning, and then you can, like, you know, upgrade yourself. And then there's a bunch of shortcuts to get back to where you were. But anyway, yeah, Metroidvania and roguelike, just not a big fan. Like, Sundered, wasn't a big fan of that game. Chasm, which was fine, it was just like, it just changes every time you play it, so it's not too bad. And then A Robot Named Fight is another one I'm just like, bleh. So I'm hoping Comix Zero doesn't get the bleh from me either. But yeah, I mean, if you played Comix Zone, you take a look at Comix Zero and you're like, yeah, this looks cool. It's a beat 'em up. I get to punch things. There's somebody messing with you, like an artist. Like, you remember that episode? Not episode, but it's a cartoon. Duck Amuck is what it's called. It's an old Looney Tunes where like the animator is messing with Daffy Duck the entire time and ends up being Bugs Bunny. I want the game to be like that. I want the artist to be messing with you like that. He kind of did that in Comix Zone, where the guy would like draw in enemies and stuff like that. But I want something even goofier than that. So maybe Comix Zero will deliver. Who knows? Your sister has vanished, and rumors swirl that Gao has been resurrected with an evil army at his command. Explore for cybernetic upgrades until you are powerful enough to defeat the diabolic Gao and his cybergenetic army once and for all in this futuristic action platformer. Bushiden is a throwback Metroidvania that reminds me a lot of, I don't know, he runs kind of like the dude from Ninja Warriors or Ninja Saviors, but he looks like he controls kind of like Shinobi or maybe even Ninja Gaiden-esque, like the old Ninja Gaidens, or maybe even Strider. However you look at it, it's a ninja game with 16-bit aesthetics or 32-bit aesthetics with a sci-fi kind of setting, which really was what drives the kind of the Strider-ness for me. And you got ninja moves like I don't know, screen clearing ninja key moves or whatever. I have no clue, man. But it looks just like a whole lot of fun, and the music is absolutely fantastic. Again, it's these kind of throwback titles that really grab me, man. So if you're promising me a ninja game that plays like Strider or something, yeah, I need to play you ASAP. Otherside is a 2D hand-drawn Metroidvania adventure featuring Mao, a cat warrior awakened from slumber. Wield a sword and brush to explore a beast kingdom, encounter tribes, and uncover secrets. I gotta tell you, Otherside looks really good to me. The visuals are cool. It kind of has this kind of like, it looks like you're in a temple most of the time, but then you see some cool things like your dude, what's his name, Mao, like riding on a dragon, or it looks like a mirror puzzle he's trying to solve. And by the looks of things, this appears like it's going to be a very narrative-driven game. I've seen a lot of NPCs in the trailer. There seems to be some talking. Nothing wrong with that. Just you got to be careful when it comes to Metroidvanias. You don't want too much story in the foreground. But yeah, the game, it seems to be advertising itself that there's a lot of secrets in it, and there's truths to be found, and you know, I don't know, that just kind of grabs me. I like that. I like when games are hiding stuff from me and I got to figure it out myself. A metropolis crumbles into ruin as powerful barons satisfy their greed upon souls lost in time. You are but one spirit with a wooden body left to rot in the wild. I'm just going to rip the band-aid off here. I was really looking forward to Earthblade, and when that got canceled, it crushed me. I'm not the biggest fan of Celeste. I do like the game. I think it's just, and it's too difficult for me. I ended up beating it and doing a lot that you could do in the game. I didn't do a lot of the B-sides. I don't know, precision platformers, just not my thing. But I did like the game. I beat it, got to the top of the mountain. The story was pretty cool. And of course, the controls were magnificent. Because of all that, I was really looking forward to Earthblade, their next game. But then internal stuff happened, and now it got canceled. But fear not, for now we have City of None, the next game by Extremely OK Games, Ltd. It doesn't have me as excited as Earthblade, but it still looks pretty cool. It has a, I guess, kind of Game Boy-esque aesthetic, with its chiptunes sounding like something straight out of a Game Boy, and the beeps and what for the dialogue really does take me back. And so does its kind of monochrome visuals. Like, there's different colors, but it's not like they're popping out at you. There's just like a few shades here and there of a specific color, like grays, blacks. Sometimes you see some greens. But yeah, not a whole lot to go off here. The trailer looks really good. Some of the enemies in it look really awesome. Like, some of these bosses look cool, and just the visuals are intriguing. And the fact that, again, it is coming from the developers of Celeste, I think this is one you should keep your eye on. Fevercide is a Metroidvania with elements of horror and adventure games. Join Sandra as she explores the stately cities of a Russian empire that never fell. Solve puzzles, fight with monsters, and face the demons from her past. Feverside's another game from Red Black Spade. And if you don't know who that is, you should get acquainted, because he's a developer who's already released a couple of great Metroidvanias, Pheromonium and Cat Maze. And so Fevercide is his next project, and it looks pretty cool. It has kind of a Max Fleischer-esque animation style, which is, you know, kind of like the rubber hose / Cuphead looking animation that you're familiar with. And I think with Fevercide, it's got this really good mix of cute and spooky, which is, you know, I talked about Well Dweller recently, and that's what I like about that. And Fevercide, I think, is going that same path. Some of these monsters are really creepy looking too. Like, I just love the visuals that I'm seeing here, man. They are really intriguing. So yeah, give me more games like this. The cute / spooky. I'm all in. The InBetween is a 2D action-packed yet emotional Metroidvania where your fate, as well as the fate of an infected world, lies in your skills and choices. I played the InBetween's demo a while back, and though I thought it was pretty good and had a lot of really great ideas, I found it to be really difficult as well. But apparently the difficult temple that I found was optional, so there's that. But yeah, the InBetween, pretty tough game. Lots of really interesting things going on here. Probably the most interesting thing is that it's I think I've heard the dev explain the game and call it a Undertale-vania. And there were a couple of battles in the demo that I played a while ago where there were these Undertale-like fights where, you know, you're the heart and you're dodging stuff, right? And so that's really cool, and I'd like to see where the game goes and how it utilizes that. The game's overall story, premise, and world is really interesting too. Like, I don't think I'm spoiling anything because I don't know anything, so what can I possibly spoil? But there's a part in the game where, like, I don't know, it feels like this world is a computer simulation and someone's trying to talk to you through a computer or something like that. And there's a lot of spooky things going on that are, I don't know, like it's like realities or coming together or shredding apart or mixing. I don't know. But yeah, I really think this game's story is really what's going to sell it. So I'm really interested to see, you know, where it goes. There's some legit spooky and creepy imagery going on here, and I want to see what it's all about. Momentum-based platforming built around expressive movement and tight gunplay. Master your elastic grappling hook to explore a vast cyber-gothic megastructure, where robots piloted by the souls of the dead do penance for their sins. Iron Bramble is it's either a spiritual successor or a sequel or a prequel to Rusted Moss, one of my favorite Metroidvanias of all time. But I'm not really certain if it has anything to do with the Rusted Moss universe, so take that with a grain of salt. I hope it does. I love that world, and I would like to see it expanded upon. But anyway, yeah, Iron Bramble plays, well, it looks like it plays very similarly to Rusted Moss, where you have that, it's like a grappling hook, but it's very elastic, so it's like a bungee cord, and you can do all kinds of really cool stuff with it. And so Iron Bramble seems to have taken what Rusted Moss has and dialed it up to 11. What's interesting is that it looks like the protagonist in Iron Bramble has much better moves than our lady from the first game. Like, it looks like she does some Super Mario 64 jumps where, you know that one jump Mario does where he runs forward and then you turn back real quick and then jump and it does like a flip. But yeah, this game looks like it's really focused more on movement. And that was kind of the thing with Rusted Moss. I know a lot of people played Rusted Moss and then bounced because they just didn't really like how the game forced you to use the grappling hook bungee cord thing. And so it looks like the protagonist in this game is able to move a lot better without relying on that bungee cord and grappling hook thing. I don't know, I could just be making stuff up, but it looks like it to me. So yeah, that would be a massive improvement over Rusted Moss. Definitely got my sights set on Iron Bramble. Chronoscript, The Endless End, is an exploration-based action-adventure game where you, an editor trapped within a manuscript, must unravel a 1,000-year story that writes itself beyond its end, across 2D pages and a 3D manor. 3D manor, like a building, a manor. So Chronoscript is tough to describe. I have the trailer up, you can see it. I guess, remember how I was talking about in Comix Zero, that, the antagonist is drawing stuff on the comic book as you're playing it. I think this is very similar, but you're helping the little guy in the story. And I think that's a pretty cool twist, if I'm correct. But yeah, not only is that a really neat hook, but the game also looks really unique. I'm not going to say that I love the art style. In fact, there's a lot of places where that kind of hurts my eyeballs, but it is unique. And there are plenty of, there's a lot of creativity here that I appreciate. But yeah, this is definitely one I want to get into my hands. There's some platforming going on in this trailer that looks interesting. So this looks cool and probably looks even cooler to some people. But just the premise of it as being the editor and you're helping out the little dude, and I don't know how that dynamic's exactly going to work, but it's got me excited. Endure, evolve, or die. Embrace the unknown and traverse a vast alien world riddled with bizarre creatures, deadly hazards, and grim mysteries. Seek redemption and confront the terrifying sin buried in the depths of the forgotten planet, Protea 6. Moadra's been a Metroidvania that I've actually been sort of following since the inception of this channel. I remember doing an upcoming Metroidvanias video, and Moadra was one of them. So it's nice to see that there's some movement on this one. At least this trailer that I'm looking at is brand new, and a lot of the assets look new. Even the main character looks new. He still kind of looks like the Predator, which is awesome, but so much of it looks different in a good way. It doesn't seem to be as dark as the original trailer is, and it's kind of going for that 2.5D look, but it's pulling it off very well. And of course, the visuals are really awesome. There's this kind of H.R. Geiger-ishness to it, or Giger, I never know how to say his name. And the 360-degree aiming with that air dash in there and some other movement tech. Yeah, this is one that I've been waiting for a while and can't wait to actually get my hands on. Fulfill this tale as darkness swarms the fantasy lands of Fauna. Venture epic kingdoms and treacherous dungeons in a 2D action platformer with Metroidvania elements in a handcrafted pixel art world filled with Souls-like boss fights, dungeon platforming, and dynamic enemy combat design. Tales of Fate looks like another Metroidvania with character swapping. And over the years, character swapping in Metroidvanias has become more of a thing, but I've never seen one that uses character swapping with any sort of, I don't know, mechanic involving some like dynamics. I don't know, that sounds really stupid to say, but basically what I'm saying is like the swapping is never really integral to combat mostly or platforming. Like just to name a few, there's like Blast Brigade versus Legion, or what is it? Blast Brigade versus the Evil Legion of Dr. Creed. And then there's Astalon, Tears of the Earth, and then of course Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. And in none of those, well, a little bit in Portrait of Ruin, but in any other Metroidvania with any character swapping, you don't really like do the swapping too. Well, no, that's not true because Moonlight Pulse does pretty good when it comes to needing to swap characters in order to use each character's special ability in some dynamic way. But like mainly it's not done that way, especially like Blast Brigade, because that's the one I played most recently. Like there's really no spot where you have to keep continually swapping characters. It's very rare. Like typically you just pick a character and then you use their ability and then you can swap to whoever you want or whatever. Anyway, back to Tales of Fate. It looks like the character swapping is going to be used in like an interesting way. Like in the game, in the trailer, I saw the Fox character freeze an enemy and then he switched to the pig character and hit him with a flaming sword. And I don't know if that does a lot of damage or anything, but the fact of the matter is that the pig's attack was so slow, not freezing the enemy would have made it impossible for him to hit with that sword. So yeah, Tales of Fate, it has 3 different characters you can swap between, and I'm really looking forward to see how they actually utilize that in some sort of like interesting way. But there's so much more to talk about here other than the swapping mechanic. The game's actual like, pixel work and the visuals all look absolutely fantastic. Lots of NPCs. It has an overworld, and so that's always neat. You don't see that a lot in Metroidvanias. I think the last one I saw was Twilight Monk. But yeah, I love seeing an overworld in Metroidvanias. The music is sweet, the action looks good. Yeah, this is definitely a game to keep your eye on. Vampire's Veil is a Metroidvania where you control Celine, a vampire seeking to free her family imprisoned by 7 hunters. Face enemies like fairies and gnomes, battle powerful bosses, explore a dark world, and master unique abilities as you take revenge on those who betrayed you. Vampire's Veil is one I've been watching closely, but I actually haven't played it yet. I really wanted to play the demo, but when I tried a while ago, it did not work on the Steam Deck. I'm not sure if its latest demo, if it even has a latest demo, works on the Steam Deck. I can probably try that. I'd like to. But yeah, this game looks really sweet. And I think from stuff that I've read, reading the game's description where it says she needs to she's trying to set her family free. I think what it is you're trying to save your master and his wives, because I guess Celine is like one of like several wives of the whoever the master is. But I guess I didn't want to throw that into the description. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, you are Celine the vampire, and I do believe one of several wives of the master who was captured by these hunters, and you gotta hunt the hunters down and kill them. That's kind of a cool premise. And the game does kind of look like it might be a Gunner game, like not 100%, not like Flip Witch or anything like that, but more like Shantae. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I like Shantae and I like her games, but Shantae's games are like okay at best, with maybe like a couple standouts. And if Shantae can make an entire career out of just being like a Gunner bait game, then I welcome Vampire's Veil with open arms. Anyway, I could just be presuming some things, but seriously, game looks really great. I love the animation. A lot of the platforming looks cool. I'm really interested to see how the vampirism is used in the game. Like you see Celine bite someone, and so I wonder what that is. Maybe you just beat a hunter, bite them, you get their ability or something like that, like double jump. I don't know. But yeah, looking forward to this game. Looks really cool, and who doesn't want to be a purple vampire chick? Ugh, should probably edit that out. Enter the world of SteamDolls in this narrative-driven stealth meets action adventure. Step into the blood-drenched shoes of The Whisper, played by David Hayter, and entrench yourself in the shadows of a labyrinthine city gone mad. You will know 4 words: action, exploration, stealth, and blood. Okay, I'm kind of cheating on this one because I think this game actually hit early access, and it hasn't been updated by the developers in over 16 months, so I don't even know if this is still like a game that is coming out. I don't know, but it had David Hayter in it, and I know I saw a trailer. I'll see if I can find it. It's not on the Steam page store, but I'll find it somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot to say here other than that I remembered it, especially because it had David Hayter as the voice actor of the protagonist, and it looks okay. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I would totally play it. It looks fine. Like, there are some images where he looks like the Rocket Man from Rocket Man, but yeah, if this game is still going on, I'm totally down. Yeah, it's SteamDolls Order of Chaos. There's another one, SteamDolls VR. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's related. Who knows? Explore an overgrown landscape of magic as you create your own platforms and shape your path through the world. Discover the history of a forgotten planet, collect relics to awaken your abilities, and create the very terrain you traverse. Kuzo is a game where you play, I guess, as a little mushroom dude, or maybe you're a flower guy, I don't know. Regardless, you jump around and you look like a ballerina and it looks funny. But yeah, the visuals are, all hand-drawn, looks absolutely beautiful. And there's a lot going on here that I don't really understand, which is kind of cool. Like, I guess you throw like a ball or something, and then you control that ball as you throw it. And that ball does some things. Like, at one point it cracks open a door or like a log or something like that. Or it makes this platform open up so you can jump onto it. But yeah, I'm interested to see exactly what you're able to do in this game, and I'm really digging its visuals. So yeah. I know a demo is coming out pretty soon, and I think there's a Kickstarter about to happen as well. So just keep an eye on Kuzo so you don't miss any of that.
Had quite a range of ideas about
In this breathtaking platformer adventure, explore a vast hand-drawn archipelago inspired by ancient fables and depicted in classic frame-by-frame animation, and defeat a mysterious deity. The eternal life of Goldman looks really, really great. I mean, just look at the animation, the drawings. It looks so good. And it's being published by THQ Nordic. So I don't know if that's like a AAA company anymore. It's a pretty, I don't know. It's a studio with some legacy behind it. So I feel like this is kind of a big release. Like, it might be the biggest release since we got, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, or I don't know, maybe you could say Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, but like, that game sucked, so let's not consider that one. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Eternal Life of Goldman. I mean, it has like narration, it has, a fantastic art style, and it just looks like a whole lot of fun. Super creative. Some of these boss characters, like, I don't know, like there's this lady with like 3 heads or something like that, and like a big old crab. There's a lot of creativity going on here, and I can't wait to see exactly what this game has in store. My only reservation is that I don't really know if it's a Metroidvania or not. It has like kind of like a, not an overworld, but like it's like a map that looks like a stage selection. And not that automatically like disqualifies it from being a Metroidvania. We see that all the time, like, Shantae, The Pirate's Curse, and games like that. But yeah, I'm a little hesitant to accept this as a Metroidvania. I am watching it closely, and I really am hoping it is. Acrolyte is a 2D action-adventure platformer which brings the player through vast, mysterious alien landscapes. Awaken from your dying rest in an endless pursuit of revenge against ancient forces beyond your own comprehension. Acrolyte looks really, really freaking cool. I don't know if you're like a soldier or a robot or something, but whatever your character is, you run around and like the movement looks great. The shooting looks fantastic. I love me a run and gun where like the bullet actually goes across the screen. That's a big plus in my book. And just the art direction looks cool. It's kind of like, I guess it's pixelated, but like, I don't know, there's some 3D-ishness to it, because that's a word. But yeah, I'm digging it, and I love the aesthetic. It's very dark and alien, and some of these weapons look really, really cool. You got the 360-degree aiming, which is a lot of fun. I kind of suck at twin-stick shooters, so I'm hoping there's an aim assist. But yeah, this one has a lot of potential, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. And that's it. That's the final upcoming Metroidvanias that don't have a hard date for now. Unless you all can give me a whole bunch more in the comments section to talk about. That's like, I don't know, I think I've done like 45 at this point. That is a heck of a lot of video games coming out, especially just in one freaking genre. And I plan on playing every single one of them. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you can hear what I have to say about these games. And if you could be so kind, go ahead and like and share the video if you wouldn't mind. And if you have hype points to give, I surely would like to get them. All right, I've been talking into the microphone for too long. Thank you so much for listening if you've got this far, And I guess I will see you later, nerds.